Welcome back, everyone. Today we'll talk about something special, 3 US dimes that might be hiding in your change jar right now, potentially worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. While everyone's searching for those famous 1916 D Mercury dimes, I want to show you some modern treasures that most collectors overlook. These aren't your average 10-cent pieces, these are the sleeper hits of numismatics that seasoned collectors recognize as true prizes. Let's explore these remarkable coins, starting with what many consider the king of modern rarities. The 1996 W. Roosevelt dime, the modern rarity that stunned the collecting world. In 1996, something unprecedented happened in American numismatics. The U.S. Mint did something they'd never done before and haven't done since. They placed a W mint mark from West Point on a dime intended for circulation. But here's where the story gets fascinating: these dimes were never actually released into general circulation. The 1996 W. Roosevelt dime was only available as part of the 1996 uncirculated mint set, which celebrated the 50th anniversary of the Roosevelt dime. The mint produced just 1,457,000 of these special sets, making the 1996 W dime instantly scarce compared to the billions of regular dimes minted in Philadelphia and Denver that same year. What makes this coin particularly interesting is how it caught even experienced collectors by surprise. The mint didn't heavily advertise this special edition, and many collectors who typically ignored modern mint sets missed the opportunity to acquire this dime when it was first released. I remember talking to several longtime collectors who regretted not purchasing multiple mint sets that year, having no idea that one coin would become so significant. When you're examining a 1996 W dime, the identification is straightforward but requires careful attention. Look for the small W mint mark located on the obverse head side of the coin, just below Roosevelt's truncated bust. It's positioned in the same location as the P or D mint marks on regular dimes, but that W is what makes all the difference. The mint mark is small but visible without magnification if you have decent eyesight. Under a loupe, it should be crisp and well defined. What truly sets this dime apart in the marketplace is its status as the only W mint mark dime intended for circulation in U.S. history. It's not just rare, it's unique in the modern Roosevelt dime series. While the 1996 W dime may not have the century-old pedigree of some classic rarities, it has something special that appeals to today's collectors. It represents a brief, singular moment in U.S. mint history that was easy to miss if you weren't paying attention. In terms of current market value, these coins have seen remarkable appreciation. When initially released in the mint set, the entire set cost just $8. Today, a single 1996 W dime in MS-65 condition regularly sells for $150 to $200. Examples in pristine MS-67 to MS-68 condition can bring $500 to $700. The finest known examples, those rare MS-69 specimens with perfect surfaces and full luster, have sold at auction for over $1,500. Not bad for a coin with a face value of 10 cents. I recently attended a coin show in Denver where a particularly stunning example graded MS-68 Plus with full bands, indicating full details on the torch on the reverse, sold for $2,200 after spirited bidding between 3 serious collectors. The seller had purchased it in the original mint set back in 1996 and held onto it for decades, watching its value climb steadily year after year. When it comes to condition, the 1996 W dime is particularly sensitive to grade. Since these coins only came in mint sets, they should all technically be uncirculated. However, many examples show contact marks, bag abrasions, or improper handling over the years. The difference between an MS-64 and an MS-67 can be thousands of dollars, which is why proper storage and handling are crucial. Here's something many collectors don't realize: the original mint set sometimes contained coins with minor imperfections straight from the mint. The plastic packaging of the original mint sets could also cause issues over time, with some coins developing spots or toning from the plastic or paper inserts. This means finding a truly pristine example can be challenging, even if the coin was never removed from its original government packaging. One fascinating aspect of the 1996 W dime is how it changed the way collectors approach modern mint products. After collectors realized they had missed out on this special issue, sales of subsequent mint sets increased significantly as people didn't want to miss the next 1996 W dime. The mint took notice too, and while they haven't issued another W mint dime for circulation sets, they've released other special mintmark combinations in various commemorative and collector sets, knowing that mintmark varieties now capture collector attention. There's also an interesting story about a small number of 1996 W dimes that allegedly escaped into circulation when collectors broke up mint sets during the early years when the coin's significance wasn't fully recognized. While most examples you'll encounter are uncirculated, there are rumors of circulated examples discovered in pocket change. I personally know a collector who claims to have found one in a roll of dimes in 2003, though without certification, such claims are always difficult to verify. If you're hunting for this modern rarity, be careful about counterfeits. Some unscrupulous individuals have been known to add W mintmarks to regular 1996 Philadelphia dimes. Always examine the mintmark under magnification, looking for signs of alteration around the letter. Better yet, purchase examples that have been certified by reputable grading services like PCGS or NGC, who will authenticate the mintmark as genuine. For collectors who appreciate modern rarities, the 1996 W dime represents a perfect storm, a one-year-only mintmark variety, limited production, historical significance as the 50th anniversary issue, and steadily increasing demand as more collectors recognize its importance. It's one of those coins that bridges the gap between traditional and modern collecting, appealing to both camps. What I find most compelling about the 1996 W dime is how it represents the democratization of coin collecting. Unlike some classic rarities that were already expensive when they were made, anyone could have purchased this coin for its original $8 mint set price. It's a reminder that remarkable treasures can still emerge in modern coinage, and sometimes the most significant coins are hiding in plain sight, not in some century-old collection. If you have mint sets from 1996 tucked away in a drawer or safety deposit box, it might be time to take another look. You could be sitting on one of the most significant modern dimes ever produced. And remember, condition is everything with this issue, so handle with care if you're examining your sets. Now let's shift our attention to a coin that proves you should always check your pocket change, the 1977 no mintmark Roosevelt dime. This is a coin that shouldn't exist, yet somehow made it into circulation and into the hands of lucky collectors. The 1977 no mintmark Roosevelt dime, the error that escaped detection. The 1970s were a fascinating time for U.S. coinage. The mint was producing billions of coins annually to meet the demands of commerce, and quality control occasionally slipped. In 1977, all dimes were supposed to carry either a D mintmark from Denver or a P mintmark from Philadelphia. But something extraordinary happened. A small number of 1977 Philadelphia dimes were struck without their required mintmark. This error occurred during a time when mintmarks were manually punched into working dies before the striking process. Normally, a mint employee would use a punch to impress the mintmark into each working die. But in this case, either through oversight or error, some dies escaped this critical step and were put into production without their mintmarks. What makes the 1977 no mintmark dime so intriguing is that it shouldn't have passed quality control. The mint had procedures in place specifically to catch such errors, especially after the famous 1968 no-S proof dime mishap had embarrassed the mint years earlier. Yet somehow, these 1977 dimes without mintmarks made it through inspection, were rolled, bagged, and shipped to banks across the country. Identifying this valuable error requires careful examination. First, confirm the date is indeed 1977. Then, look closely at the area to the right of Roosevelt's neck on the obverse, just above the date. On regular Philadelphia dimes, you'll see a clear P mintmark. On the error coin, this area is completely smooth with no trace of a mint mark. It's important to use magnification to verify there's no faint impression or ghost of a mint mark, which would indicate a different type of error. The market value of the 1977 no mint mark dime has seen substantial growth over the decades. In circulated condition, these error dimes typically sell for $400 to $700, depending on wear and overall appearance. Uncirculated examples are particularly desirable, with MS-63 to MS-65 specimens commanding $1,000 to $2,500. The finest known examples, those graded MS-67 or above, have sold at specialized error coin auctions for upwards of $4,000 to $5,000. I recall a particularly memorable auction in 2019 where a superb MS-67 Plus example with exceptional luster and strike brought $6,750 after intense bidding. The seller had discovered it in a bank roll just 3 years earlier and recognized its significance immediately. Talk about a return on investment. The condition factor plays a crucial role in the valuation of 1977 no mint mark dimes. Since many were discovered in circulation, finding high-grade examples can be challenging. Circulated examples with minimal wear can still command premium prices, but the jump in value from a negative $58, about uncirculated, to an MS-65, mint state, can be several $1,000s. Color and surface quality matter tremendously as well. Dimes with original luster and no spotting or toning issues will always command premium prices. Conversely, examples with heavy bag marks, spots, or unattractive toning may sell for significantly less, even at the same technical grade level. Here's something fascinating that most collectors don't realize about this error: the exact population remains unknown. Unlike some famous errors where the mint recorded the mistake, these no mint mark dimes escaped silently, and we can only estimate their rarity based on the number that have been certified by grading services. Currently, the major grading services have examined fewer than 400 legitimate examples, suggesting this is a genuinely scarce modern error. There's an interesting story connected to the discovery of this error. The first documented finding wasn't until 1983, nearly 6 years after the coins were struck. A collector in Ohio was sorting through rolls of dimes when he noticed the missing mint mark. Initially dismissed by some as a damaged coin, it wasn't until several more examples emerged that the numismatic community recognized this as a legitimate mint error. The 1977 no mint mark dime has earned a place in error coin folklore alongside other famous mint mark errors like the 1968 no S-proof dime and the 1990 no S-proof cent. It stands as testimony to how even in modern times, with sophisticated quality control, significant errors can still occur and escape into circulation. For collectors, this error represents the thrill of the hunt. Unlike the 1996 W dime that was only available in mint sets, the 1977 no mint mark dime entered circulation, meaning anyone could potentially find one in pocket change, a roll from the bank, or even in a jar of saved coins. There are still documented cases of these dimes being found in the wild as recently as 2020, though such discoveries are becoming increasingly rare as collectors and dealers have been searching for them for decades. I've spoken with several collectors who have cherry-picked these dimes from dealer inventories of ordinary 1977 Philadelphia dimes, purchasing them for face value or small premiums before the dealers realized what they had. This possibility of finding treasure at face value keeps many collectors examining every dime that passes through their hands. If you're searching for this error, patience and persistence are key. Examine rolls of dimes from banks, particularly older rolls that might have been sitting in vaults for years. Pay special attention to any 1977 dimes, and always check the mint mark area carefully with a magnifying glass or loupe. Be wary of counterfeit or altered coins, however. Some unscrupulous individuals have been known to remove mint marks using acids or abrasives. Look for evidence of tooling or disturbance in the mint mark area. Genuine error coins will have a perfectly smooth surface where the mint mark should be, with no signs of alteration. The 1977 no mintmark dime serves as a reminder that numismatic treasures aren't always centuries old or made of precious metals. Sometimes, they're modern-day mistakes that manage to slip through the cracks of an otherwise rigorous production system. In the world of error coins, these dimes hold a special place as one of the most valuable and sought-after modern mint errors. I remember interviewing a collector at a show in Chicago who had a complete collection of Roosevelt dime errors. When I asked which coin was the cornerstone of his collection, he pointed immediately to his 1977 no mintmark dime in MS-66 condition. "This coin represents everything I love about collecting," he told me. "It's a piece of history, a genuine mistake that shouldn't exist, and something anyone could have found with enough attention to detail." Our final featured coin today is the 1998 Close AM Roosevelt dime, a subtle variety that demonstrates how the smallest details can create significant numismatic treasures. The 1998 Close AM Roosevelt dime, the tiny detail worth thousands. The year 1998 might not seem particularly notable in American coinage history, but for Roosevelt dime specialists, it represents one of the most exciting modern discoveries. The story begins with a small design change that the U.S. Mint implemented in the mid-1990s, altering the spacing between the letters A and M in America on the reverse of the Roosevelt dime. Prior to 1996, the Mint used a reverse design where the letters A and M in America were positioned close together, with the right foot of the A nearly touching the left foot of the M. This is known as the Close AM variety. In 1996, the Mint created a new reverse design with wider spacing between these letters, known as the Wide AM variety. This new Wide AM design was intended to be used on all circulation dimes from 1996 onward. But here's where things get interesting. In 1998, a small number of dimes from the Philadelphia Mint were accidentally struck using the older Close AM reverse dies that should have been retired. These dies were supposed to be used only for proof coins, but somehow made their way into regular production. The result was the 1998 Close AM dime, a variety that shouldn't exist in circulation. Identifying this valuable variety requires close examination and a good magnifying glass or microscope. Look at the reverse of any 1998 Philadelphia dime, no mintmark on the obverse. On normal 1998 dimes, there's clear separation between the A and M in America. On the rare Close AM variety, these letters appear nearly connected at their bases. It's a subtle difference, but one that can mean thousands of dollars in value. As a secondary identification point, the Close AM reverse also features differences in the spacing of one dime at the bottom of the coin. On the Close AM variety, the letters appear slightly more compressed. These details can be challenging to spot without practice, which is why this variety remained undiscovered for several years after its production. The current market value of the 1998 Close AM dime is truly remarkable considering its recent vintage. In circulated condition, these coins typically sell for $1,500 to $2,500. Uncirculated examples are exponentially more valuable, with MS-63 to MS-65 specimens commanding $3,000 to $5,000. The finest known examples, graded MS-67 or higher, have sold at auction for an astonishing $10,000 to $15,000. At a specialized variety auction last year, I witnessed a spectacular MS-68 example sell for $17,250. The buyer, a dedicated Roosevelt dime variety collector, later told me he considered it a bargain, believing that as awareness of this variety grows, so too will its value. The condition factor for 1998 Close AM dimes is particularly critical. Since the identifying features involve tiny details in the lettering, any wear or damage can make authentication difficult. For this reason, high-grade uncirculated examples carry significant premiums. Even the difference between an MS-65 and an MS-66 can mean thousands of dollars in added value. What many collectors find fascinating about this variety is how it represents a snapshot of the Mint's transition between die types. The 1998 close AM dime exists because of a mix-up in die inventory management during a time when the mint was phasing out one design for another. It's a tangible piece of modern mint history, showing how even in contemporary times, human error creates numismatic treasures. The discovery story of the 1998 close AM dime adds another layer of intrigue. The variety wasn't identified until around 2002, nearly 4 years after the coins entered circulation. A sharp-eyed collector examining 1998 dimes under magnification noticed the difference in letter spacing and recognized its significance. Word spread quickly through numismatic publications, setting off a nationwide search through mint sets, bank rolls, and pocket change. I've had conversations with several collectors who have been unknowingly storing these valuable coins in standard blue Whitman folders, having no idea that their ordinary-looking 1998 dime was worth thousands. One retired school teacher from Michigan discovered she had an MS-64 example in her collection that she'd received as change from a grocery store. She later sold it for enough money to fund a vacation to Alaska she'd been dreaming about for years. The population of 1998 close AM dimes remains relatively small. To date, the major grading services have certified fewer than 150 examples, making this considerably rarer than many classic 20th-century rarities. Yet because it's a modern coin, there's always the possibility that more examples are sitting unrecognized in collections or even in circulation. For the dedicated treasure hunter, this creates an exciting opportunity. Unlike some rarities that are locked away in prestigious collections, 1998 close AM dimes could still be found by anyone willing to examine their change closely. Coin roll hunting, purchasing rolls of dimes from banks to search through, has yielded discoveries of this variety as recently as 2018. If you're searching for this elusive variety, arm yourself with a quality magnifying glass or digital microscope. Focus on 1998 Philadelphia dimes, those without a mint mark, and pay special attention to the AM in America. Remember that the difference is subtle, the letters nearly touch on the rare close AM variety, while they have clear separation on common wide AM coins. It's worth noting that 1998 D dimes from Denver don't have a known close AM variety, so you can focus your hunting exclusively on Philadelphia issues. Additionally, the 1998 S-proof dimes are supposed to have the close AM reverse, so finding one of those with close AM spacing is normal and doesn't carry a premium. What I find most compelling about the 1998 close AM dime is how it demonstrates that the art of numismatics remains vibrant and evolving. This isn't a coin that was recognized as rare when it was minted, its significance was discovered by dedicated collectors studying the subtle details of modern coinage. It shows that even in an era of mechanical precision and quality control, human factors still create fascinating variations worth collecting. As we wrap up our exploration of these three remarkable dimes, I'm struck by how they each tell a different story about modern American coinage. The 1996 W represents an intentional special issue that caught many collectors by surprise. The 1977 no mint mark showcases a production error that escaped quality control. And the 1998 close AM demonstrates how even the subtlest design variations can create significant rarities. Together, these three dimes challenge the notion that valuable coins must be ancient or made of precious metals. They remind us that numismatic treasures can be found in the most ordinary places, a mint set tucked away in a drawer, a roll of dimes from the bank, or even loose change in your pocket. The next time someone tells you modern coins aren't worth collecting, share the stories of these three dimes. They prove that the thrill of discovery is alive and well in numismatics, and that significant treasures might be hiding in plain sight, just waiting for a knowledgeable collector to recognize their importance. Keep checking those dimes, everyone. Until next time, happy hunting.